One of the most important questions I have for you, dear friend, is the following. It's very, very simple. Very, very, very simple. And it works something like this. What are you? Are you a Republican? Are you a Republican? Is that what it is? What is the name of it? What is the name of the thing that you are? I ask you this very simple question. What are you? Are you a Republican? Because I'm having absolutely nothing to do with these Republicans. I am, for some reason, I'm registered independent just so I can vote. What are you? Now in New York State, we have conservative party, family, all that. But what are you? Have you ever heard this? Have you ever heard, "Hey, got a big group of the West Side Highway was shut down. What happened?" Yeah, a bunch of MAGA people were there. Bunch of MAGA folks were there, and they were upset over the treatment of Israel or whatever the hell it was. Yeah, there was a big rally, all these young these crazy MAGA people. Nothing. Yeah, they shut down, they marched on Grand Central Station. No, never. Yeah, you should see this. Man, they were yelling at people. You should have seen this. These crazy conservatives, they were at schools demanding, nope. They're the most polite people. They don't do anything. They are the most polite people. And let me tell you something right now, and listen to me carefully. I only use this phrase because it is perfect. It says it all. And I hope there's no children available around here. But they're full of shite. They are so tonight we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about my never-ending fight to make America aware of the problems, the horrors of AI, AGI, the myth, the mystery, the magic of MTG, and another useless whatever, this Tucker Carlson who just I don't get it. He might do something. Bobby Kennedy. Where's Bobby Kennedy? What is he? What the hell is going on with? Anybody talking about anything? Anybody talking about the Fauci? Are you getting all of this stuff about COVID and the vaccines and people who are sick? Are you hearing? I can't believe what I'm seeing. Where are the hearings now? I don't know. The big deal is they got rid of George Santos because he lied. What are you talking about? Joe Biden lied. I mean, everybody they got rid of him because he lied. They got rid of him because he lied, and now they want to have an impeachment, an inquiry into why. The world is falling apart. Everything is a disaster. And these bastards have nothing better to do than just to pretend with this partisan nonsense. I've had enough of that. So sit back, my friends, and get ready to talk. Get ready for this. Get ready for this because let me tell you something. And you listen real good. There is so much that I want to talk to you about. There's so much that I want to explain to you. It's so much that I want to bring to your attention. You got it? But first, before we begin, I want you to make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and the like. And listen carefully right now. Listen very, very carefully to something called Lionel Nation Gold. Lionel Nation Gold. Say it again. Say it again. Lionel Nation Gold. Listen to this. Listen. Well, chances are you've seen it before. The chaos in the markets, oil and stocks. Just when you thought it was safe and interest rates were rising, new threats come out of nowhere. Tensions are boiling from Asia to Europe. Adaptation is the key here to safeguarding your wealth. You may not have considered gold before. It's not speculation, but insurance. And right now, you need some insurance. Noble Gold Investments have been protecting investors from disaster for years with precious metals. So if you're worried, it might be time to take a fresh look at gold and silver. Gold is a proven safe haven shield for your portfolio and a volatility balance against uncertainty. If it helps, Noble Gold Investments is offering a free 3-ounce silver American Virtue coin with its new IRAs this month. If you open your Noble Gold Investments IRA or 401k rollover, you can claim your coin today. Remember, crisis brews, portfolios waiver, and gold insulates. Secure yourself against the threats. So go to LionelNationGold.com. That's LionelNationGold.com or call 877-646-5347 and tell them Lionel sent you. The only gold company I trust. Now remember, there's always a risk of investment and there's no guarantee of any kind. My friend, I want to also, let me try this in English. I want you also to note that February the 3rd, I want to meet you and the family. I want to take pictures of you. I want to be with you. I want to have your baby. Remember that Lola Heatherton on SCTV? In any event, February 3rd, the cutting room. This is where just go. Just do what I say. Let me make sure I get a nice piece here. Let me see this there. Hang on a minute. God, how do I do this? One-man show. I'm a one-man band. As Three Dog Night in tone. There it is right now. February 3rd, my friends. That's it. That's the link. Please don't tarry. What is a Republican? What is the purpose? What am I doing? What are we doing? What are we trying to do? What are we trying to do? Seriously, help me with this. What are we trying to do? 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 I was watching again this thing. I don't know what it is. It's Tucker Carlson. I'm saying he's not a party. Did you watch Tucker? No. What does it have to do? He's not in the Congress. He's not. Oh, he's great. He's nothing. He had on Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's nothing too. What are they doing? What do they do? Oh no, I love them. What do you love? What? Have you met these people? What is this? What is he? Help me. Help me. He's just a commentator. He has more people listening to him, but nothing ever happens. This is not political party. This is cult of personality. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. She got into that cat fight with Boebert, and she's got her. Oh, I don't understand what it is. She loved what's his name McCarthy. I don't. What do these people do? And she always say, "Well, I can't believe it. You've got to wear your arm, you got to wear your Ukraine button, and you got to kowtow to the military industrial complex, and you got to make sure that you have your Ukraine flag on, or else they're going to give you hell to pay. And you know what? That we just don't want to have nothing to do with those money. Excuse me." Not for nothing. I'm just curious if you don't mind me asking, MTG, do you say that about Israel too? Oh, no. Well, then shut up. Shut up. If you're not going to say it about Israel, don't say it about anything. Don't tell me it's selective. Oh, so you're saying, so this one's okay and that's not okay? And I'm not making a statement about Israel one way or another. This is the caca del toro that we're hearing from these chooches and these jadrules in Congress. How are you doing? What are you? What is special about? Can you help? Can you help me with this one, dear friend? Can you help me with this one? It's intellectually inconsistent. Help me. Help me understand what it is that's different. I don't understand it. Be consistent. That's all. Be consistent. And now they want to have an impeachment inquiry. You're going to stop what you're doing, okay? And you're going to have an impeachment. Okay, this is good. And you're going to have this thing where you're going to basically produce what we know, that Joe Biden's a crook, his family's a crook, his brother's a crook, his son's a crook, the whole Biden family. They took money, he pocketed the money, he lied, he's a thief, he's a crook. Okay. And then what are you going to do? You're going to take time and we're going to have hearings on that. Where's Jim Jordan? Anybody seen Jim? You know, the guy without the jacket? Where's Jim Jordan? Is he around here? Maybe if he's been on Fox News, I'm not going to see him there. Whatever happened to him? Josh Hawley. Remember this? Remember all these people? Ted Cruz. They were all of these hearings. Remember the Zuckerberg hearing, and they had the guy from TikTok was there, and then we had everybody's there, and then it just goes away. Fauci, you son of a, and then Rand Paul, you bastard, and nothing happens. Nothing happens. Is that a Republican? Help me. Is that a Republican? Is that a Republican? Tell me what's going on here. Where are the Republicans? Do you know? I told you this morning, the Democrats are having a big to do. Big. Streisand and all these people. One event, I think close to $1 million just to get it. They raise so much money. They stick together. Thick as thieves. He had the other night this event. He had Diane Warwick. Who doesn't know Diane? He kept saying Diane. Kept saying Diane Warwick. Did you see that? What's the matter? They don't care. What did the Republicans do? They have a rally. Seriously. What did the Republicans do? Well, if there's a Trump rally, we'll go to Mar-a-Lago. You're going to go to Mar-a-Lago? Bedminster? What are we doing? CPAC? What do you do? Help me. What do? They don't raise money. What's her name? Ronna McDaniel. She's how little she's got. I don't understand what the hell's going on here. What are they doing? We have right now the chance to change maybe the world, and I can't find the Republicans. We've got there are these Republican clubs here, and sometimes I'll go and I'll listen to them. I'm not a Republican. I'm just telling you. They're the only ones I think. Bobby Kennedy, I thought he might have been good. I don't know what he's doing now. Bobby Kennedy is because now that Israel is going to pound the hell out of Gaza. I mean, they are. Bibi Netanyahu, by the way, you got to hear Paul Craig Roberts say Netanyahu. I don't even think Netanyahu would recognize. I don't know what the hell he'd be saying. You've got to hear. Israel's going to just unleash. Because Bibi's saying, I'm going for the gold right now. I'm going for the gold. That's what we're going to do. Anybody? Silver Fox says, hang on a minute. Silver, I can't get you. What do you think of Sarah H. Sanders as Trump's VP? Fox. Who cares? I love you, man. I love you. She's good. I think she. Is her health okay? I don't know. She's good. How do you think she's going to take? How do you think she's going to be in the rest of the country is going to deal with her? Anybody? How do you think she's going to do? Who would lure? Remember, for the general, let's assume he has a chance. He's going to be the nominee. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Who do you think would be in the country? Who would best like or appreciate what she's doing? Who do you think? Vakeroomhart says, I agree. Fox hates her. Fox hates Trump. Hates everything about him. Hates all these people. Hates all these people. And Fox is gone. It's dead. Where are the young Republicans? Where is the? Please help me, Laura, Dick Bach, Edie, help me. Where is the right wing version of these lunatics from the left? Where? We live in a world right now where we don't talk about anything that matters. Right now, as I speak, the number one issue of any of all for me, and I've told you this repeatedly. By the way, 52 likes? What are you kidding me? Are you 52 likes? Dear God, what have I ever done? What have I done to deserve 52 likes? Oh, 54. Come on. My friends, we live in a world, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and by the way, Tucker, who doesn't know what he wants to do. What is he counting? I don't know how much he made in his settlement. I don't know if he's off the hook. I don't care. But this guy was it, and he's just being a Republican means that Andrew, this guy Tate, remember him? Or Portnoy? Or Kid Rock? Or I don't understand what's going on here. We need to do a couple of things here. First, we need a recruitment program to bring in young people. And I want you, I don't know if it's as a third party or whatever it is, I'm going to say, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to call this either. Republicans, I don't like these people. I don't care for them. I really don't. Ronald Reagan's over. Barry Goldwater's over. I want you to understand this. We live in a country, ladies and gentlemen, where on September the 11th, 2001, we saw events that if I spent 10 minutes going over, I will blow your mind as what we know actually happened. And it's been forgotten. 22 years ago. We don't know. We don't know who killed John Kennedy. We don't care because we don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. We're not really sure about Vietnam. Recently, we just went through one of the most incredible examples of COVID lockdown, biomedical tyranny, biomedical martial law. Are you reading this stuff? Tell me, I'm sure you do. You get these emails. I do. It's like, dear God, the number of people who are either dropping dead or claiming all. I don't know. But I'm sorry. Don't you want to talk about COVID anymore? Anybody want to talk about the vaccine? No. But it's over with now. Nobody's saying don't. No, it's over with now. Isn't you can talk about something after the fact. I understand why somebody might say, hey, listen, don't give out misinformation now while people are seeking and trying to get the vaccine. Don't bring this up now. Okay. But it's over with now. There's no vaccines anymore. So don't you want to talk about this? Jim Jordan, don't you want to talk about it? Anybody want to talk about this? Yes. Anybody want to talk about artificial intelligence? You have no idea. Still don't know what that's about. Still don't know. Wait until you see everybody. One day you're going to just wake up, Marjorie Taylor Greene and you, Tucker, because you really don't care about this. This really isn't in your wheelhouse. This isn't. One day, there are going to be kids who are going to say, what do I do for a job? Where do I start? What do I do? We're going to have autonomous vehicles. There's going to be no truck drivers, warehousemen, locomotives. What? There's going to be new forms of drones and everything. You're going to see a workforce. You're going to see more people unemployed, more jobs. Just this is the easiest level. This is just jobs. Imagine going into an Amazon. If you're ever on the New Jersey Turnpike and you're heading, south, you're going towards Philly or whatever, and you're on your way there, and you just see these monster warehouses. A lot of them are Amazons. What if you walked in there and it was pitch black and freezing during the winter? Why? Because they're all robots. They're all, and remember, AI is not a robot, but let's just assume people picking up, they don't need to see anything. They're just following the grid, pitch black. 24 conveyor belts, loading up the trucks. There might be one person there just to make sure everything's all right. Yep. Loading up the trucks. Then the trucks taking off. You've just eliminated 1,000 jobs at one place. McDonald's flipping a burger like that. Have you ever seen what they can do? You have no idea what AI and AGI is going to do. You have no idea. They can go out there. They can pick. They'll be able to pick. They'll be able to look at berries. They'll be able to tell sugar content. Pick forever. Forget this. I'm not going to hire any illegals. No. Not interested. Not hiring illegals. Not interested. Got these people. Got these machines. They're doing better. They don't get sick. They don't get hurt. They don't have... No. It's at levels. Radiologists. The other day, a friend of mine had a radiology scan. It was done, I don't know where it was. Some doctor stamps it. Everything's fine. You don't need this. Ladies, you have a mammogram? I'll show you the best. You could talk to old Dr. Ludlow if you want. Go ahead. I got something better for you. I've got a machine learning monster. This thing has seen every mammogram that has ever existed in the history of mankind. And it's looking at yours compared to it. And when it wants to zoom in and it just, it can pick out shades and colors and depth. It can look at a neoplasm. I'm going to get rid of radiologists. I don't need them anymore. I don't need them. And plus, you're going to get your answer like that. Not a day later, not 2 days later, immediately like that. Right away like that. Done. Finished. Surgeries? We don't need this. Robotic surgeries? Go to the doctor? Do you really want to go to the doctor? Do you really want to go? Take your thing. Look at it. All remote. By the way, sometimes now with physician's assistants, I don't know about that. Some of these PAs I think are better than what. It's done. Lawyers are going to be interesting. Lawyers. For a lot of pro forma stuff, you don't really need a lawyer. So maybe we'll go to the system we have in England with a barrister and a solicitor and all that. There's this and legislators themselves. They're going to change this. There's going to be AI it's everywhere. Not only that, it's going to be in charge of everything from war, loading the guns, aiming the guns, buying the guns, cleaning the guns, you name it. You're not going to need people. What do you need people? What do you need humans for? You want to hit this? You want to go right there? You want to have the infantry? Okay, go ahead. The world is there's no end to it. And that's just jobs. That's the easiest part. What about who controls this? Remember who is seeing Dr. Strangelove? Anybody? Anybody seeing Dr. Strangelove? Anyone? Hillbilly says, judges is what scares me. I don't know about that. I really don't know. I'm not sure. Appellate judges or trial judges? I don't know. Traffic? Do you need a traffic judge? For what? To take a plea? Most traffic judges, they're not sitting there. I mean, they may have a trial, I guess. Most of them just take a plea. You know, suspend their sentence, pay the fine. You don't even need to go in. But let me just ask you something. Just anybody see Dr. Strangelove? Yes. And it's wonderful. And I told a young person, I said, watch Dr. Strangelove. What's that, Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Love the Bomb, or whatever that second thing is. And I want you to say this. I want you to look at me. I want you to imagine this. One day, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Let's go right now live to the Defense Department, live to whatever it is. Defense officials have recognized or released the fact that a la Kubrick, a la Dr. Strangelove, there appears to be a rogue interference interface between or regarding a missile system and something. Beliefs are initially that this is a rogue an AGI or artificial intelligence program that has overrun, overpowered, overdone, over whatever it is, the system, and has replaced it with its own agenda, its own ideas, and it basically shut down all of Ukrainian defensive weapons, and it is believed, of course, they're going to blame Putin, but it is believed to be, it's obviously benefiting Russia, and nobody knows where this is from. We're not sure. We don't know where this is from. We don't know anything about this. But right now, every attempt on the part of the Russian military, every attempt to secure, to involve themselves, to do anything to fight back, to turn on weapons, to engage, is not working. And we believe that this is the result of a rogue artificial intelligence AGI system that has gotten into the works, and basically, because it writes its own code, it hacked into the mainframe, so to speak, and now has prevented these individuals from getting to the whatever. It's the most incredible thing in the world. And they are telling you this is going to happen. And nobody's even remotely discussing it. They're not even. And one of the reasons why Altman supposedly was bounced the first time was that he had some people on that initial board who found themselves unable or who felt uncomfortable with the fact that he wasn't dealing with this notion of alignment. He wasn't even discussing it. He wasn't even talking about it. It's the most incredible thing in the world. And we're talking about, and nobody's even, if this happens, is there anything in play? No. Is there anybody preventing? No. You know how people get upset with fentanyl? It's 1,000 times worse than morphine. And norfentanyl is 1,000,000 times. And this is even more. And we keep hearing about these new versions of fentanyl that are multiples in terms of their lethality and we don't know what to do. Imagine that's what's going on here. But this fentanyl is an illegal activity. If you brought in the case, if Jim Jordan cared, and I sat everybody down, from Bill Gates to whoever it is, to Altman, to bring in anybody you want. Who was the guy, whatever the new Microsoft version is. If I said, I just gave you a scenario. Could this happen? Could this happen? Is what you are saying right now. Tell me that this cannot happen by virtue of safeguards that you have in the system. And don't give me this nonsense, because there's these idiots. I don't know if you've ever met these people. Oh, there's no way that can happen. What? There's no way. What do you mean there's no way that can happen? Have you not been paying attention? No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. What are you talking about? What are you even talking about? No, that's don't worry about that. Well, excuse me. Don't worry about that. Is there anybody here on the road who can tell me that? The answer is no. Cannot tell you that. Cannot tell you that. Because if you listen to Ben Gertzel and Kurzweil, they think it's groovy. I mean, they talk about things like this. Wait a minute. Remember I told you the other day about Black Mirror? How this one woman took her dead husband's, I guess, social media presence and somehow downloaded it or did something in which she recreated a version of her now deceased husband using a version of kind of like an AGI. It was just in the news the other day. Just in the news. Is there anything out there that's even promoting? No. Is there anybody that's even stopping this? No. And by the way, like anything else, that's in this country. What about in China? You don't think China's going full bore on this? And maybe they have figured out a way. Maybe there is this kill switch. Maybe there's this one little part where they can put it into the system that says you will always respond to kind of like a safe word. If we tell you, cinnamon or whatever the word is, you will stop this. Now, what I'm telling you right now, do not expect Marjorie Taylor Greene or even Tucker Carlson to spend any amount of time talking about this. Do not. Just don't. Because it doesn't work, or they've been paid off by Silicon Valley or big tech or I don't know what. But you just will not hear this. None. Do you know? Give me an example. Do you know that after 9/11, I asked the question, do you think that anybody should have a hearing that says, can you folks explain to me how these buildings fell? Are we making sure that we are going to be taking moves in the future after what we've learned from 9/11 to fix these buildings so that they cannot fall, so that they cannot collapse as these others? Do you think anybody would be interested in that? Do you think anybody's talking about that? Don't you think that would be a good idea? We had 3 steel buildings that fell in the day. North Tower, South Tower, and Building 7. I want to know, as a congressman from Wyoming on the building committee, to make sure, is there something we should look at? Was there something in the construction of these buildings maybe we should perhaps take into account? We always hear about other countries that whenever there's any kind of an earthquake or something, sometimes the shoddy construction allows these buildings to fall as well. So do you get, do you see, do you think, do you understand, do you feel? And they would look at you like, what are you talking about? Because nobody knows what happens. Nobody knows what happens. I don't understand. But yet they want to talk about things like Joe Biden. They want to have an impeachment inquiry. We already know what happens. What do you want an impeachment? You're not going to impeach him. You're not going to convict them. What are you doing? What's going on here? I don't understand this. How did this happen? How did we let Victoria Nuland run our everybody's got a hard on for, Henry Kissinger, pardon my French, but they make consummate evil. Victoria Nuland's right here. Anybody interested in that? Of course not. Anybody here? No. Anybody? No. Anybody know who Victoria Nuland is? Yeah. Why are we talking about this? How did we even get involved in this charade called Ukraine? How did we, let's bring in Mearsheimer. Let's bring in all these folks. Let's bring in all of these people. Colonel McGregor, testify. What did you know that? Did you ever tell Austin these people? Yes. How did this happen? You're never going to hear that because that's money. That's a military industrial complex. And that ain't going to happen. Okay. That ain't going to happen. It's just not going to happen. None of it. And by the way, when it comes to one of the greatest stories ever, which some people were interested in, and this is, UFOs or EBEs or UAVs or whatever you want to call it. Do you know that we have yet to have a very serious conversation on that? We have yet, because we have people like your boyfriend, Tucker Carlson, and others who treat it like it's a joke. And if I didn't know better, they were deliberately put in there in order to make people not believe it. Stop for a second and listen to this very, very, very. Oh, I was watching today about food security. Oh my God. What is responsible for food? Let's see. If I want to have food, you mean like fields? Well, fertilizer. Fuel. What else? All of the things to, and what would affect, what do the climate folks want to stop? Fertilizer. Remember, what was it? Was it India? Where was it? Where they wanted to immediately prevent nitrogen. If you don't see what's going on with that, food insecurity. This is something where people, Americans, they have a hard time with AI. AI, AGI, it's nothing to do. Food is okay. We're the United States. Oh, yeah? Listen to this. From our friends at preparewithlionel.com. That would be me. Patriot, the world at every level and facet is in peril. Everything has changed. The Great Reset is here. Just look around you. You must become more self-reliant and sufficient and secure the future for your family. Act today with My Patriot Supply. My Patriot Supply is the country's largest preparedness company, and it's more than equipped to stock your shelf. Their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit provides delicious breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years in storage. And right now, listen carefully, it's $200 off. That's right. Get over 2,000 calories every day. Just add water and heat, then eat. Make sure every member of your family has a 3-month food kit from My Patriot Supply. Go right now to my special website at preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com for $200 in savings. Be sure to order by 3 p.m. for free same-day shipping. It's best to have emergency food and not need it than to need it and not have it. Take $200 off right now at preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. Write this down, commit it to memory, preparewithlionel.com. My friends, I ask you the very serious question. Who is it that represents us? Who is it? I'm curious. What are your responses? Who is it? Who is it? You recognize what Victoria Nuland is. Who is it that represents us? Who? Tell me. Where is this? Where are the passels in the iterations of young folks today? Where are they? Where are they? Who march and they counter the George Floyd moment. They shut things down with patriotic songs. Oh, there's some Trump folks. You see them maybe at a Trump rally. That's good. Maybe it's CPAC. Maybe you can hear Lee Greenwood sing some song. Maybe Kid Rock might say something, or maybe, I don't know. That's it. Where is the movement? Where is the movement? Not fans. Where is it? Where are these people? Tell me. They're not existent. There is no Republican Party. You've got stars. You've got personalities. You got people who just, your favorites. Hey, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Did you? I can't. Hey, did you see she was on with Tucker? What is the matter with you? I mean, do you think during World War II? Hey, did you see George Marshall was on the Walter Winchell show? Yeah, did you, nobody? They weren't themselves members of any kind of political party. What is it that you stand for? What's going on here? Who's in charge of anything? Nothing. And the Democrats, let me tell you something about these people. They make more money, raise more money than Republicans ever will. Be great if somehow some AGI little demon would get in to figure a way to steal some money. I don't know how that. But they're unbelievable. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. So you can do all this stuff, but understand something. We are on our own. And they're going to clobber Trump. He won't have a chance. And it kills me. Trump should be out there every single day talking about, remember Lahaina? Remember trains that derailed? Where is Trump? He's busy. I think he's tired. I don't think his heart's in it anymore. He's nowhere to be found. They're coming, the man's only human, 77, 70. He's got to go to court all the time. It's Ron DeSantis. Oh no, God. Bobby Kennedy may help, but they're gonna nail him with. I guess. Have you seen Bobby Kennedy? Does he? I keep hearing how great he's doing. Who speaks for us? Who is our who? Who goes out there and says we're going to get to the bottom of stuff? We're going to try to undo this. We have about 4, 5, 6 different divisions of political upheaval that we need to instigate. Where do we go? Democrats have a war chest, or a war chest, as you say. This is the most evening all. Grandson's basketball team went undefeated. Well, thank God, Andy, something happened. Where is it? So when I go to these, we have these things in New York. I've never been, I'm disqualified. It's called the Young Republicans, most worthless group of people you've ever met in your life. And we got the old Republicans, even more useless. I don't understand what's going on here. It's just like, where are they? They're full of shit. They just talk and talk and talk. So in the meantime, you watch what happens. And I'm telling you something, and you may not want to hear this, but I see the future as being so bleak and so dark. And the best part is, you know what's going to be worse? What's going to be worse than what happens to us, so to speak, is what happens to the Democrats. When they're told, guess what? You thought that Biden represented you. You thought that you thought that you were a part of what? Who do you think represented you? Nobody did. You were stupid enough to go along with it. Do you think the people who run the world care about drag queens and BLM? They don't care about that. They love it in terms of what it does to completely destroy order, but they don't care about that. And you thought that Joe Biden was your guy. You honestly thought that Joe Biden or the Democrats cared about you? You were made a fool of. The Republicans knew they were by themselves, but you were the dupe. They came in and they basically parasitized your party. They came in and they just took over. And the next thing you know, you were talking, you were a part of the craziest stuff that nobody even talks about anymore. But you were just a kind of a place setting because the people that run the world, the people that are the most important, have no interest whatsoever in you or your social networking or France or any particular country in particular. It's not just you, but they had to pick somebody. The Republicans would have never allowed it. You're stupid enough to do it. You did it. And you allowed this guy. You didn't even look. You didn't even care. Now look, it's over with. It's done. What did you stand for? What did you want, Democrats? What did you want? Did you get it? Did you get it? Do you mean to tell me, are you really saying to me, Democrats, that one of your positions was LGBTQ2S plus? That was your focus? Do you know, can we go and knock on the door and say, does anybody care about this? Can you tell me where this was? No. What was the other one too? Oh, climate change. Do you think anybody in the Democratic Party cares about climate change? What are you talking about? Oh, they talk about it kind of in general. But do you think anybody says we got to get something? You don't even understand what it is. No, that was a smokescreen. It's one thing about the Republicans. When they want something done, it's very simple. Lower the crime rate, lower taxes, secure the borders, that kind of thing. Sometimes we get into that, drain the swamp stuff. That gets a little screwy. So I'm telling you right now, my friends, I'm telling you right now, Democrats, when it hits you, we're never in for you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody. Do you think Barbara Streisand, do you think any of these people have anything to do? Anything? And I cannot wait, by the way, speaking of AGI, I can't wait for somebody to say, guess what, Babs? Yeah, listen, we got somebody who's even better than you. What? This thing. But it's not real. They don't care. You got a whole generation of people who were raised on this stuff. They don't know what real means. They think this is better. Watch what happens. And I keep thinking this cover of Vanity Fair, Robert Downey Jr., great actor. One day they're going to say, we don't need this anymore. We don't even have a studio. We don't have a studio. We don't need human beings. We don't need them. In fact, people like it even better. The people like it because it's cool. They were raised. They don't understand what this means. They're watching it on their phone or whatever. They don't care about this. And pretty soon that human element is just removed from everybody, everything from picking oranges to robotic surgery to reading an x-ray to you name it. And it's just we start losing. And then pretty soon we say, this notion of human worth. What difference does it make? And don't forget death panels, my friend. Don't believe for a moment that they talk about death panels of asking, is it really worthwhile for these people to be living this long? Calling Bentham and Malthus. I just did one for my private channel. A beauty on Malthusian eugenics. Oh, these folks never went away. Never went away. They're right here, front and center. Malthusian depopulation. Oh, dear God. It's fantastic. And people would say, what are you talking about? You know what depopulation means, don't you? No, what? What do you think it means? Well, let me ask you. What does that mean? By the way, that's the link for the private channel. What does depopulation mean? What does this mean? What does it mean? Tell me. Tell me. What does depopulation mean? How do you depopulate? How do you do it? Large amounts of young youth, raised on phones and now TikTok, YouTube. Yep. You're right about that. I try to stay alive out of pure spite. Good. What does depopulation mean? When I say depopulation, what does that mean? What does that mean to you? Give me a one-word thing. The new crowd control. Interesting, yes. Slowing growth of babies. Depopulation? No. That's different. Depopulation. Edie Crowley says, don't you worry that the more disciplined the countries are laughing at us, the U.S.? Oh, yes. Absolutely. Yes, Edie. Oh, my God. But you know what? They're not that far off. Depopulation. The action of causing a country to have fewer people living in it. How do you think that happens? How do you get fewer people living in your country? Come on. How do you do that? What's depopulation? Lowering, birth rates are one thing. Depopulation, decrease of humans. Laura's onto something. And how do you decrease humans? You don't, wait a minute. You don't think, no. Do you mean, wait, what? Ooh. There are so many people right now, from Aldous Huxley to Malthus to Bentham, to just go back in time, who have said we've got too many people. Do you know Spike Milligan? You know who he is? Remember from the Goons? Do you know that what he said towards the end of his life, his number one concern was depopulation? This man who had been in World War II, he saw some of the most inexplicable horrors you can imagine. My friends, every awful and terrible thing you have ever thought that human beings could do, it's still possible. And you are going to see things, but you've got to be attuned to it. But as long as you keep watching Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene talk about this shite, and as long as you have huge swaths of seemingly intelligent people talk about impeachment inquiries, as long as we have somebody who humming along to Lee Greenwood that they think this means proud to be in America, I don't know what to tell you. It's going to get bad. And that's why they need us. They need us, my friends. They need us to be brave, and they need us to come forward, and they need us to say what we believe. I've got one more message about this brave man. Anybody hear from Mike Lindell lately? He's still there. Still there. Still fighting and plugging away and doing the best he can with a great product and a great attitude. Huh? Our friends at My Pillow. Funny you mentioned that. Let me tell you about my great friends at mypillow.com. Mypillow.com. And by the way, use promo code Lionel. Use promo code Lionel and receive a free gift. No purchase necessary. And yes, I realize that gifts are free. It's a tautology. Get over it. Sue me. So what are we talking about? How about Giza Dream bed sheets, My Pillow 2.0, sheets, slippers, percales, towels, quilts, bedspreads, mattresses, mattress covers, mattress toppers, linens, kitchen towels, bathrobes, name it. Items to luxuriate and relax. And don't forget, Christmas is just around the corner. And yes, it makes a great stocking stuffer, and it's fine for dad or grad. Made by the greatest company from the greatest people in the greatest country. Or call 800-645-4965 if you're OG, and see how quickly Mike Lindell answers the phone. 800-645-4965. But don't forget, only use promo code Lionel. That's mypillow.com. Promo code Lionel. Mypillow.com. Promo code Lionel. My friends, I want you to watch a wonderful video that Mrs. L did. She was talking to a great one of the unsung heroes who were out there trying to make a dent to effectively address the horrors of human trafficking, what happens to women and children. This is an interview she had with a great member of the Lifeway movement. Just watch this. This is what Mrs. L is focusing on. So please subscribe to her channel and listen to what this is, because nobody Nobody's talking anything about human trafficking, what's happening to kids, little girls, little girls in particular, but boys too. And what's happening right now, it is beyond anything anybody could even imagine. So, my friends, dear friends, to Edie Crowley and to Silver Fox, thank you tonight for your beneficence, your charity, your kindness, your collective wherewithal, your empathy, sympathy, perspicacity, focus, love. God bless you. And friends, I will be back tomorrow with you at 8 a.m. Wishing you a beautiful night. Thank you. Thank you for your input. Thank you for your reference. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for being who you are. We are not going to give up the fight. I'm going to call people out that I think are full of it. And I'm going to remind people that it's not about left or right. It's about right or wrong. That's it. And there are too few of us right now talking about issues which some people think are icky and conspiratorial. And I love them. All right, dear friends. See you tomorrow. Have a great and glorious night. And remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.